And it's kind of one of those dreams come true. You have one of those huge studios all to yourself, and you start painting bigger and bigger to fill the space, and it's a lot of fun up there. And it's really become like a storefront, I guess, the way I think of it, my shop, I guess I look at it. If I get contacted, somebody wants to take a look at some paintings, it's nice to have that place where you can go, keep your painting work, and you can bring them there. And because we have these regular events up in the building, I definitely have people come back and they know where to find you. They know where you're going to be. So people come back year after year, come back to see what I'm doing, to check in with me, to talk with me. Another thing I got involved with is Rosalux Gallery, which is a cooperative gallery downtown Minneapolis. It's kind of by the new Guthrie. It's kind of in all the lofts and everything downtown. I actually, I was in there about 2 years. I just left the gallery to move on and try some different things, but it was really a great experience to learn what it's like to run a gallery, what it's like to be involved with a gallery, what it's like to be a professional artist. A lot of the artists in the gallery are professional artists, or mostly professional. It seems like a lot of artists have another side job, just in case, like bartender or waiter or waitress. And we had limo drivers that were artists. There were some guys that would pick up construction work when they could, and couldn't sell a few paintings for a few months, so they go do construction. Teachers, so there's a lot of different ways that people made it work for them. And definitely there was a lot of graphic designers and web-related designers too. So the way the gallery works is you need to be voted in by the member artists. And that was a really interesting experience because we put the CD in and you pull up the artwork on the computer monitor and everybody gathers around and talks about the work. You know, when you submit art someplace, you think it's more formal than that, but really it was really interesting to hear the debates about the different types of art that were submitted and being involved in that. So I got voted in, and what you get is you get an opportunity to pay a dues, monthly dues, to be in the gallery to help pay a rent. You get a gallery sit 1 or 2 days a month, and then you also get to, well, volunteer in the gallery and help keep it running. You get to paint the walls late at night. Nobody's around. You get to sweep the floors. And then you get to be volunteered for or volunteer for some different things to help run the gallery. So things like working on PR projects for other artists to help to learn how to do PR, and then maybe show some new artists how they can do PR for their shows. I was volunteered to manage interns in this last year, which is a great learning experience to mentor and work with students that were interested in learning how galleries work and how they operate. I think the biggest thing you learn is you get to watch and see how other artists make an art career work for them. How different people treat their art openings. Every month or so, a different pair of artists would have an opening. And some artists would put a lot of emphasis on their opening, as this was where I need to sell work at this opening so I don't have to go back to my construction job for the rest of the year. So it was a really big event for them. And you really saw their sales side come out. They'd be going out to every art event in the cities that they could to promote their show, to invite people to come to their opening. Other artists, the opening wasn't that important, I found out. They sold their work and they networked other ways. But having the exposure of being involved in the gallery is what they were after. There's one person in the gallery, he sold all his work through his website to people in New Jersey, California, and Texas. But he stays in the gallery and he has shows, so he can send pictures of his show to his clients. And then they buy work after his show. So kind of like a virtual opening is what he has. So it works different for different people. There's a lot of different ways that people made it work. So I am also the creative manager at Priority, which is a publishing, marketing, interactive firm up in Edina. And I've been there about 8 years. In 5 years, I've been managing the print design department. We have 9 print designers. And my duties include I review all the work from the team, oversee the department, different things like planning budgets, hiring and firing, resolving conflicts, and meeting with clients and assisting the sales department, trying to explain to them what design is and how we can improve design in different areas for prospective clients. And another aspect, I guess, that I think really helps our company and our team work well is that we found that we really need to learn how to work as a team and work together. So we're kind of like an agency. A lot of agencies work where the art director sets up a design and then hands it off to production people to execute that and follow the styles that the art director has set up. But what we decided to do is kind of make everybody in our department as important as everybody else so that we all can kind of maximize our days. Otherwise, a couple of us might be there until midnight one night while other people are leaving early. So we all really help each other out and work as a team in that way. And we get to all touch different aspects of design projects. We get to pick up other people's design projects and learn a lot about how their other designers work. And that's really made us all a lot stronger. And it turns out graphic design has really been a great career. I thought I was just in it to make a little money so I could paint on the side, but I love graphic design more and more every day. Every project I get, I can't wait to dig into it and try to solve the problem that it creates for me. With painting and design, I think it's all really problem solving for me. In painting, I'm trying to solve the problem of how am I going to depict this idea that I have in my head. And in design, it's how am I going to give this client what they're asking for. And really, in design, what I've found out in my 8+ years as a designer, that it's not always the most talented designer that does the best. And it's the same with the art, too. It's not always the most talented artist that is the most successful, but it's that designer or artist that is communicating the best, is able to communicate their ideas the best, that has been most successful. At work, we've had a number of really fantastic designers that everybody's always really impressed with their work. But they weren't able to. They get frustrated and upset and have a hard time finishing projects and getting things done because they were more designing for themselves. They weren't able to design for the client. They weren't able to work with the client. They weren't able to communicate and give the client what they were really expecting. So one of the really keys that I found to design was not necessarily how good of a designer you are, but how well you can listen to your client and how well you can communicate with your client. And the combination of that with your creativity, you're usually going to be successful, but it all starts with the client and pleasing the client.